Good morning, everybody. Well, I can hardly believe it's almost Christmas. You'll have to excuse maybe some of the noise that you hear outside. It's been quite noisy in my study, or outside my study this morning. Obviously, this Christmas is going to be very, very different for a whole host of us as we come to terms with the implications of coronavirus. I have to say, this week has probably been one of the most stressful weeks that Karen and I have ever had to go through. It began with Mr. Hancock, in his wisdom, declaring that the virus was completely and utterly out of control. And then what happened? All the airlines began to talk to their countries, and their countries began to shut their borders. And there was a very, very real risk that Fiona and Wally and Savannah wouldn't be able to get back to the UAE. So there was all kinds of things that had to be done to see whether they could bring forward flights. They had to get COVID tests, the whole thing. The whole thing was one big stress event, and as a result I've taken them to the airport today and they're flying home today before the borders get closed, because the implications for them were quite drastic if they had got shut here. So what happened was we ended up celebrating Christmas on Monday evening, which was a strange experience, all opening up presents. So Christmas is actually passed for us, and whereas we had intended to have around 7 people at our home, I'm now at home celebrating Christmas with someone called Karen, who apparently seems to be quite a nice person. So the two of us hopefully will have quite a nice but different Christmas. Anxiety is a really strange thing, you know. When all this took off, your head's spinning, you're going to bed, you're playing it through your mind. What ifs? What if they don't get home? I guess that's the way that anxiety affects us. And I've actually come to appreciate again the whole text, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. It's great to have that outlet that we can share our anxiety with God, but it doesn't always go away, does it? That's the thing that I constantly find. Every so often anxiety will rise again, and it's a bit like when you go fishing. When you do fly fishing, you know, you have to cast it out and reel it in, cast it out again and reel it in. And I find that the same has been true for us this week, with that heightened sense of anxiety, not knowing what was going to happen, that you constantly have to cast your anxiety upon God. That's something that's a continual process. And I suspect there are a number of us this Christmas for whom Christmas will be actually a period of anxiety. And yet, here again is this text, cast all your anxiety in him because he cares for you. And that care is reflected again as we remember what was involved at Christmas, that God cared so much that he came into the world, not just to share the world, but to share his life with us in the world. And that this Christmas he comes to share our world, our lives, that we can cast all our anxiety on him because he cares for us. That's something that Karen and I are continually having to do. Karen's mum is still in hospital. There's a possibility that she might get out for Christmas. We're not sure. So it's all those unanswered questions. But in all of that, there is someone who cares for us. So I just want to, again, like Mark has done, express all of his thanks to everyone for all your effort and commitment this year, and again for just your love and encouragement. We really, really appreciate that. I also want to thank the leadership, without whom we wouldn't be able to function or minister. We've got a great group of leaders in this fellowship, and I'm really grateful to them. It really leaves me to just thank you and bless you and wish you as happy a Christmas as you can have given the circumstances. And let's look forward to the day when we can all be together and all celebrate, have an ease up and really enjoy and celebrate who we are together as the people of God. Have a great Christmas, folks. God bless.